Hello, popcorn junkies. How you doing? Now, I've been quibbling, I've been quabbling, I've been debating, I've been cogitating, I've been self-challenging, I've been questioning, I've been wondering, should I react to this trailer? Why? Why is it contentious? Well, sadly, frustratingly, annoyingly, this is contentious simply because of the fact that Gal Gadot is one of the stars. And she has been extraordinarily outspoken in favour of not only the IDF, but principally in favour of Israel's policy in Gaza. Troubling, troublesome. Let's not forget today, Amnesty International declared that what Israel is doing in Gaza is a genocide. So what made me decide to react to this? The fact that her co-star, Rachel Zegler, has been an outspoken supporter of Palestine, to the point that in fact Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot have fallen out. They're trying to do a press push for the film. It's quite obvious that they're not fans of each other. It's quite obvious they've got beef, and one can only presume that it's to do with potentially the global politics or the politics of the Middle East. Now, this film has come in for a lot of stick. There was a lot of kind of controversy around the casting or not casting of people from the dwarfist community to be the Seven Dwarfs in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They then dropped Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and just called it Snow White. Then there was the idea that Rachel Zegler was cast from of Latino descent or origin, and Snow White was supposed to be whiter than the purest snow. Then you've got the evil witch, who's, as I say, represented by Gal Gadot. And then you've got the idea that the narrative itself is a sort of progressive, more feminist narrative in which there isn't going to be the kiss, or there isn't going to be the kind of, fawning kind of need or requirement for a man to rescue Snow White. All of which begs the question, why bother making it? You've got the original film. People can choose or choose not to see it if they're going to be so offended by the old-fashioned mores of men rescuing damsels in distress and all that kind of stuff. So why make another one? And if you're changing essentially the complete idea behind who Snow White is and what Snow White is, why not just make another film with a different princess? So then you're freed from actually quite a prescriptive and restrictive original Grimm's fairy tale. They're even quite restricted by the costume that Rachel Zegler's going to wear, because of course it's very much a 1930s, sort of coiffured shoulders. Can you have a coiffured shoulder? Anyway, so a lot of people are boycotting this film because of the Israel-Gaza crisis. But I slightly feel a little bit like the BBC did, re the Greg Wallace controversy, and MasterChef, that other people are involved, and there are other people involved in the production of this film who are themselves anti the Israeli policy in Gaza, and one of them is the equivalent star, if not the star of the film, Rachel Zegler. Now, Rachel Zegler herself has come in for a bit of stick. I'm not entirely sure what the other controversies are around her. Apparently she's quite outspoken. Apparently she's ruffled a few feathers. Maybe you want to fill me in on what that controversy is below. So we've seen the teaser. This could go one of two ways. This could be laughably awful. It could be a total error and mistake in the Disney machine, or it could be so bad it's good, or curiously it might work. Who knows? It could be a curiosity. So without further ado, let's check out Snow White, or just, I was going to say, how can you say Snow White and not the Seven Dwarfs? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
This was my father's kingdom, a place of fairness, but the Queen changed everything.
Take him away!
Your Majesty.
What did you say?
The people need some kindness.
I really don't remember you being this opinionated. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty. But a lovely maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
The Queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
No.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. Anybody here?
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost. You'll be safe from the Queen here.
The Queen stole everything from all of us. I'm gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
Find Snow White.
Me, I close my eyes and see the girl I meant to be.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
I heard the hi-ho at the end. Did you hear the hi-ho? Okay, many things to think about here. Rachel Zegler. She has the shape of head that is correct for Snow White. I can see why they cast her based on just the shape of her head. She's got that sort of quite wide brow. So I think brilliant casting. I liked her wet look hair. It was vaguely Joker-esque, wasn't it? She almost looked like Joaquin Phoenix for a moment there. The CGI, the land, I mean, it's quintessential Disney, quintessential palaces, a little bit too CGI maybe for me. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Gal Gadot. It's very hard to look at her and not see an IDF soldier. It's very hard to not look at her and feel that really what she's saying is what she feels about the Palestinian state and Palestinian. Sorry, just is. That's the problem when you sign up to genocidal regimes. Can't say I was overly enamoured with her. Can't say I was overly enamoured. For me, the mirror is always important and significant. And that really artificial face in the mirror, I don't like. I think they could have done something a bit more inventive with that. And then, of course, the big kind of, or the small elephants in the room are the dwarfs. First of all, before we get to the dwarfs, though, I actually quite like the forest. I like the wood. It looked like the kind of wood that Bambi lived in. And I remember as a kid, when I saw Snow White for the first time, thinking, this wood is connected to where Bambi lives. And that was important to me because it was kind of like a shared universe thing. And this universe I liked because you know, especially the tortoise that was smiling and the squirrels and the mossy covered cottage, beautiful. That's exactly how I remember it. And all the animals running in. It was almost kind of shot for shot carbon copy from the original 1930s movie. But then, of course, the problem was the dwarfs come in, and it's a bit like this film wants its cake or doesn't want its many tiny cakes and doesn't want to eat them, or eats them and doesn't want to eat them, because it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but they're not in the title. So they haven't even got 7 dwarfs and they haven't got 7 actors. I think it felt like all the dwarfs were so CGI'd, they were devoid of any performative element. And I think this is the danger. They look animated. And when so many faces look animated, and are animated, then you begin to wonder how much of the rest of the film is animated, and then you get into sort of live action CGI animation territory. I think it would have been infinitely better if they'd done what they did in Lord of the Rings, where they essentially kind of prostheticized and real effects and all that kind of stuff, you know, real actors. So you had some sort of personality and some edge to their performances. But contrary to some other people who've looked at this, I quite like the world. And many of the shots, for those of you following our Vlogmas, which is our sort of reality sitcom across Christmas, if you like, a lot of the exteriors and interiors were giving me gingerbread house vibes. So maybe Dina could take a look at this trailer if she can get past Gal Gadot, which I don't think she can. I can see how there'll be some magical moments in there. Rachel Zegler literally has a face designed to play princesses and Disney characters, doesn't she? She's like a Disney character, so I can see exactly why she was cast. But no, you know what? I just feel unclean, re the witch and her wickedness, because I feel the wickedness spreads beyond just the role. I know it's a terrible thing to say, but it just does. And the apple, ending on the apple. I didn't find the wizened old lady very scary, and I think she has to be really scary, the witch, when she takes her in. Anyway, what do you think, guys? Are you on board with this, or will you be boycotting this film?